In this video, I'm going to be going over the best cards to be picking up and buying right now in NBA 2K25 Myteam after these new downtown super packs did drop, and I want to talk about what are the best cards to pick up right now in this game based on the fact that these do cause a little bit of a market crash when it comes to 100 overall cards, Galaxy Opals, and I'll just be going over what are the best cards to pick up in this game. So if you guys are wondering why the 100 overalls do drop a little bit on Tuesdays and why they've been slowly declining in price, that is due to the downtown super packs that have a 100 overall topper pack. Because if we go take a look at the 100 overall market, I do believe there is still no 100 overall buy nows. I want to say that's because of the fact that people have realized when it comes to badging up cards, if you go over to season 7 and you could exchange, for example, one 100 overall card that only costed, like, let's say 75k, that's how much Tony Parker was going for, you could get 3 legend badges, and a lot of people were doing that. So that's why you see 100 overall cards at the lowest tier not being a buy now. But if we look at overall, we're seeing a Yao Ming here and for 2.6. Yao has been slowly going down in price. I mean, Yao was never around 2.6. He was always around like 3 to 4 to 5 million MT. And you can just see across the board, the 100 overall market is in the absolute dirt, especially with everybody getting their 100 overall packs yesterday from the downtown super pack challenges, from the downtown challenges that do kind of coexist with the downtown super packs. So I want to talk about what are the best 100 overall cards to buy in this game, and also just talk about what are the best cards to buy right now in my team. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be a couple of the cards from yesterday's set when it comes to downtown 5, because I think there's actually a couple cards that are not bad pickups. This Shawn Kemp card is realistically not that expensive for being a top 5, top 3 small forward in this game. Some people even think he's like top 2 or top 1. I don't think he's better than GOAT Kevin Garnett. He's not better than Invincible Bob Pettit, in my personal opinion. But then you get down to comparisons like Kevin McHale, right, who's also another decent buy at the small forward position, but I believe he's a little bit more expensive. But these are also, badged up Kevin McHale's. But what I'm saying is, if we're not counting Kevin Garnett and Bob Pettit, because who realistically got those cards? Nobody, unless you spent a lot of money on this game. The best auctionable small forwards are, Giannis is still really good, Kevin McHale is really good, 100 overall LeBron, and then Shawn Kemp is also right up there with those cards, and I think he's a great buy if you have a lot of MT to spend and you're looking for a top tier small forward. I do really like the Shawn Kemp card because of the fact that his jump shot is amazing, his dribble sigs are damn near perfect. I think he has a Zach LaVine moving step back, but if he doesn't, he has pretty much all of the best dribble sigs in the game. And you guys can go watch my Shawn Kemp gameplay. I thought he was a really, really good small forward card, and I think he's a decent pickup. Again, we're talking about Invincibles, they're all going to be really expensive, but I think for his price, he's one of the best Invincible cards you guys can buy in this game. Rudy Gay, I still will always say, is a really good buy. Him and Dr. J are still really good at the shooting guard position for really not that expensive of a price tag. If you can also try to find a badged up Rudy Gay, that could be a nice, if you can, buy this one here with 40 legend badges, he's a perfect shooting guard. He's going to play on your team for the rest of the year. If you get a 40 legend badge, basically a GOAT Rudy Gay, because what's the difference between the Invincibles and the GOAT cards? It's literally just the legend badges. So if you buy a 40 legend badge Rudy Gay, he's basically GOAT Rudy Gay, who's a 6'8" shooting guard with a 7'3" wingspan. He's going to be usable for the rest of the year, either at small forward or at shooting guard specifically. So I do like Rudy Gay as a pickup. And if you guys are looking to make big upgrades and big purchases to your team, buying them with like 40 legend badges is not a bad idea. For example, getting this Dr. J, yes, you're going to pay more MT, but if you're looking to have these cards for the rest of the year, having the 40 legend badges, you're basically buying a GOAT version of that card. But I wanted to talk about Shawn Kemp specifically as a new card that I do think is really good to pick up. From the downtown set, I want to talk about Rick Smith, because there's a huge debate on this card, whether he's worth picking up and adding to your team. I think this card, again, just like when I was explaining with Taco Fall, if you have the MT to do so, yes, this card is worth it at power forward because of the fact that he is 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan, has an amazing jump shot, one of the best jump shots in this game for a big man that's 7'4", right? He is a great pickup. Is he expensive? Yes, so that's why if you can't afford a Rick Smith, if you can't afford a Taco Fall, there is other really good options in this game, but I still personally believe Taco Fall is really good for his price. He's also come down quite a bit in price. I wasn't saying he was good to pick up when he was 1.5 mil, but the fact that now, there's one right here, one legend badge, 31 Hoffs, so he does have some extra badges added onto this card, and we're looking at 622k with a minute remaining. So what, he might be 700,000 MT, but there is some extra badges added to this card. You can probably pick up one stock for maybe 650k, 700,000 MT at the most, and to me, that is still a really good buy. again, if you have the MT to do so. Now, talking about center cards, since we're on the topic of centers, yes, Dikembe Mutombo is a really good buy, and he's another card that's kind of been going down in price, you know, due to the Rick Smiths of the world, due to the Tacos of the world. We've seen Dikembe, we've seen Mark Eden start to go down in price. I mean, Mark Eden, yes, is 300k and still expensive, but he was all the way up to 400,000 MT. Dikembe used to go for 550 to 600k. We're not really seeing him sell for that much anymore, so these are other cheaper centers to buy. But would I rather at center a 400,000 MT or let's say 350k Mark Eden compared to a 650k Taco? I would rather pay the 300,000 extra MT to go ahead and get Dark Matter Taco. I mean, we can see how much this one ends for right here. Again, there's 7 seconds remaining. He has extra badges added onto him, and he's probably going to sell. We'll try to time it perfectly. Can we see him 2k? We saw him right there for 720k. So I mean, maybe we're looking at 650 to 700k for a base Taco. And again, I think him and Rick Smiths are both really worth it to pick up if you have the MT. If you don't and you want to save some MT, then yeah, go get the cheaper variants. Go get the Mark Edens of the world. Go get the, I mean, Dikembe is basically the same price, right? Dikembe is still probably about 500,000 MT. At the center position, would I rather pay an extra, let's say 100,000 MT for Taco, 200,000 MT for Taco? I personally would. So I do think Taco Fall and Rick Smiths are worth it if you guys have the MT. Yes, they're more expensive, but a lot of people have the MT to spend. And to me, Rick Smiths is better than a Dikembe. He's better than a Mark Eden. His player model is huge. He's got a way better jump shot compared to Mark Eden. His jump shot maybe isn't better than Dikembe's, but he does have 2 extra inches on the height and a better player model in my opinion. Now, Dikembe again is a really good pickup as well. So I'm not trying to compare the cards too much. I'm not trying to say that Rick Smiths is a lot better than Dikembe, a lot better than Mark Eden, a lot better than Galaxy Opal Wemby, because that's another card to talk about at the center position. But the reason why I think Rick Smiths also has a lot more value in his card is because he can play power forward. So Galaxy Opal Wemby, he's another really good pickup. He's been going down in price as well, so he's been dropping, and he's a really good pickup at center. But the reason why maybe buying a Rick Smiths is better than buying a Mark Eden, buying a Galaxy Opal Wemby, or even buying a Dark Matter Dikembe is because of the fact that he can play power forward and he's 7'4". So that allows you to have so much taller of a lineup, and he's going to have more longevity on his card than a Mark Eden who can only play center, or a Galaxy Opal Wemby that can only play center. So that's why I do think Rick Smiths is a really good buy in this game right now. He's still up there with one of the best bigs in my team compared to like Taco, Dikembe, Mark Eden, right? These obtainable-ish centers, power forwards in this game, but he can also play power forward while being 7'4" with a 7'8" wingspan. So to me, guys, I do think Rick Smiths is a really good pickup in this game alongside Taco. That's just me when it comes to the big man. I really do like this Taco Fall card. I think he gets some of the best defensive animations in this game, some of the glitchiest offensive animations in this game. He might have the biggest player model. He's 7'5" with an 8'2" wingspan. I do really like Taco and Rick Smiths as the expensive pickups in this game for big men. And if you want to save some MT, getting a Dikembe, getting a Mark Eden could save you some MT, and they're not that much worse. So those are cheaper options. I'll also Galaxy Opal Wemby as well. I'll throw in Artis Gilmore's name, even though I don't think he's all that amazing compared to the other centers I just talked about, but he is a lot cheaper, so I'll throw his name in there as well. Now to talk about some 100 overall cards that I do think is really worth it to pick up. I want to talk about the Champions 100 overalls because LeBron isn't that expensive compared to how much he's been going for, and he's still one of the best small forwards in this game. He's one of the most fun cards to use in this entire game. So if you're a big LeBron fan, or if you're a big Kevin Durant fan, these are cards that are realistically not too expensive for how good they are in game, and they're, you know, some of the biggest names in the NBA. I know there's probably a lot of Kevin Durant fans watching. There's probably a lot of LeBron fans watching. So I do think these cards are really fun to pick up and add to your guys' team. And again, with the 100 overall topper packs, they have been dropping a little bit in price. Cards like, you know, we'll talk about Shea. He's a card that is interesting to look to pick up because the difference between 100 overall Shea and Invincible Shea, if obviously the Thunder do win the finals tomorrow or on Sunday, it just really depends. Are they going to change his jump shot? Are they going to give him a better behind the back? Because he has the best dribble style, he has the best size up, he has the best escape. He just doesn't have a really good behind the back, the tray behind the back, and he doesn't have a better jump shot. His release is still good, but it's not incredible. So the only difference really between the 100 overall Shea and the Invincible will most likely be the tray behind the back and a better jump shot. So if you don't really care about that, and if you guys aren't grinding the Spotlight Sims, buying Shea is not a bad card to buy. If you're going to get the free Shea, let's say he wins Finals MVP and the Thunder do win and he gets the free Invincible, then yeah, obviously just grind those challenges, wait to get the card for free. But I do think 100 overall Shea, if you can get him for a cheaper price, or maybe wait till that Invincible comes out, he could be a good card to buy because Shea is still one of the best cards in this entire game. Curious how much that Yao did end for, but if you guys do have a lot of MT to spend, I don't know if I'd rather go get Yao Ming for 3 million MT Or just go get Taco for 600k, 700,000 MT maybe for a base one. Yes, Yao is better, but is he 2 million MT better than Taco? You guys can let me know what you guys think. I think Taco's the better buy personally over Yao Ming, unless you have 10 million MT to spend or 5 million MT to spend on a card, then yeah, go get Yao. But if you can't afford Yao, I think Taco is your next best option. Some other really good 100 overall cards to buy. We'll just kind of go look on the auction house here and see if there's any 100 overalls that I can name off that are good to buy. I do still think Glenn Rice is a really good card to buy. Elgin Baylor for his price is really good as well. So I like Elgin Baylor. I like Glenn Rice's pickups. MJ, Shaq, Kristaps. Those are still some of the best 100 overall cards in this game that have been dropping a little bit in price. I mean, a lot of the 100 overalls on the market are very mid, but yeah, MJ's still very good, especially for his price tag, under a million MT now. That's about it. I mean, Tracy McGrady, he's still kind of expensive, but he's not a bad pickup in this game. I want to quickly check some of the Galaxy Opals to see if any of the Galaxy Opals have been going down in price. Like, is Denny around a buy now? He should be a buy now price. He definitely was yesterday. I didn't check the market yesterday, but yeah, he's a buy now right now. He's even down to like 95k. He was probably as low as like 85 to 90k yesterday. Galaxy Opal Denny, obviously still a really good pickup in this game. And like I mentioned earlier, Galaxy Opal Wemby is also a really good buy. If we take a look at the older Galaxy Opals, if you can't afford 100 overall LeBron or Giannis, their Galaxy Opals should be lower in price. I mean, yeah, Giannis is down below 40k. If we go take a look at the Galaxy Opal LeBron here, again, if you can't afford his 100 overall card, I'm sure he's been going down and is a fun card to use as well if you're a LeBron fan or if you're a Giannis fan. But just wanted to make a quick video, guys, talking about the best cards to buy, specifically when it comes to the downtown super packs and them dropping the market. I haven't talked about like all of the best cards to buy in the game. Like, yeah, Beasley's a really good pickup, right? Obviously there's other cards like a Men Thompson, Rick Barry. I didn't want to specifically talk about those cards. I just wanted to go over the cards that I think are really good to buy that have been dropping. Shawn Marion is another 100 overall card that I can't stress enough is so good at the shooting guard position. Him and Glenn Rice are kind of on the same ranking in my opinion, and I think Glenn Rice is quite a bit more expensive than Shawn Marion. So to me, I think getting a Shawn Marion is probably more worth it to get than Glenn Rice, but I do think Glenn Rice is also a very solid pickup at shooting guard. So yeah, mainly just wanted to talk about 100 overall cards, talk about a couple new cards that did drop in the downtown set, but these are the best cards to buy after the new downtown super packs did drop, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.